One of the biggest steps towards parenting children in a way that will protect them not only from the dangers of pornography, but also from the myriad of sexual temptations that exist in today's culture, is recognizing that your responsibility as a parent isn't to simply teach your kids about sex, but rather to nurture their sexual character. Parents work first to guide their children through the process of developing a healthy sexual character, so that second, they recognize sex and their own sexuality are good gifts from a loving God, and finally, we want them to understand what God's will is when it comes to those gifts. What quickly becomes apparent then is that the age-old model of sexual education through one or two informative talks over the course of a child's formative years isn't enough to accomplish that kind of nurture and development. It's time to adopt the mindset that sex education is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. So, if you aren't sitting your kids down for the birds and the bees talk, then what do you need to be doing? As parents, be on the lookout for teachable moments. A teachable moment is an unforeseen or unplanned opportunity to have a conversation with your child about something important, a piece of information you want them to know, or a value you want to instill in them. These moments or opportunities could be presented by something in your surroundings, a specific incident or event, or even by something your child says or asks. Bath time, for example, provides parents of young children with a wonderful opportunity to teach them the names of the different parts of their body, that God made each and every one of us, and that our bodies are wonderful gifts that we take care of and protect. A hug shared between spouses might be the perfect time to reaffirm, Daddy loves Mommy very much, and we love you too, and good relationships are based in love. Getting your children dressed in the morning or changing them into pajamas at night might be an ideal moment to discuss how certain parts of our bodies are private and that nobody else should see them or touch them. As children grow, so will the amount of information and depth of the values parents want to share with them. To manage this progress, it's important for parents to talk regularly to make sure that they are on the same page with what they want to be communicating with their children and when they want to do it. Parents should carefully let each other know what they would do or say in certain situations. Just to give you some examples, if an inappropriate scene were to come up on a TV show, if a news broadcast talked about rape or sexual assault, if someone your child knows is going through a divorce, or if your child was somehow exposed to pornography, have you, as a parent, considered how you could turn that into a teachable moment? Do you know how much you would want to communicate to your child? And would you feel comfortable doing that? Or do you possibly need to learn more about it first yourself? While real-life situations like those can and will certainly lead to teachable moments, media in all of its various forms, whether it's TV or internet, commercials, music, video games, books, magazines, they all can likely produce more teachable moments than you might realize or prefer. You certainly want to protect your kids with regards to the media they're exposed to, but you can also use it to your advantage. You see, a time may come when there is something you want to discuss with your child, and you don't want to wait for some unplanned opportunity to bring it up. And if that's the case, you can create your own teachable moment. Determine what it is you want to talk about with your child. Then look for a show or article or book or lyric or something going on in your lives that could help you talk about that particular value. Next, strategize. After watching that show, for example, when would be a good time to bring up the topic of interest? What are the bases you would like to make sure get covered? Are there limits to how much you want to cover with them at this point in time? With a good plan in place, you'll feel much more comfortable, and so will they. Finally, though, not every conversation you have with your children as you guide the development of their sexual character is going to be 100% comfortable, and that's okay. it's good to let them know that just because something might be awkward to talk about, that doesn't mean we need to be ashamed to talk about it. With God's blessing, they'll soon feel at ease discussing even more difficult topics with you, and you'll feel the same.